As many of you know, the news broke out a few hours ago that filmmaker David Kazadi, who's a friend of mine, and I tell you, David to me is one of the most amazing filmmakers that I have ever met. Well, he's in a bit of trouble because as of a few hours ago, we heard on the wireless right here on social media that the police have arrested him and detained him in connection with the mwaka. I always get her last name wrong. What is her last name? Just tell me in the comments, because I always want to say something else and it always comes out wrong. What's the name of the young lady? The young lady that was recorded servicing a guy who the police now are connecting David Kazadi to that sex tape. What's her name? Just tell me her name in the comments there. I'm so sorry, I forget. Halwiindi, that's right. I always want to say hamwinga. I don't know why I want to say that. For those of you that are unaware, let me bring you up to speed. A few weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, maybe 10 days ago, a videotape made its rounds, not on social media, but on WhatsApp and different inboxes. And it depicted a young girl by the name of Mwaka, who is a very famous actress and social media influencer, and she's done commercials. She did a television show called Tikula, which translated means we have matured. And she's a brand ambassador for many different products. And apparently she was caught in a videotape, not caught, she was recorded performing oral sex, servicing some guy who we do not know, and the guy actually climaxed in her mouth, and it was very graphic. The only question I had about that, and please allow me to make this side note, is that if you see that footage, it clearly shows that she was crying or something. I just couldn't wrap my brain around that. That didn't make any sense to me, that it appears as though she was crying. My initial thought was that sort of act is supposed to be a pleasurable act, not only for the girl, but for the guy that's receiving that sort of service. I can't think of any reason why anybody would be shedding tears, because there's no such thing as tears of pleasure. There are tears of joy, okay? When people can be so happy that they cry, but I've never heard of a situation where your orgasm is so climactic that you start to shed tears. I mean, it's, you know, that doesn't even sound right. The very thought of that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So it baffles me, it confuses me, it befuddles me that at the very tail end of that footage, what you could clearly see is that she's shedding a tear. And the question is why? Now, I know for some of you that are asking, you know, why are you talking about this? It's very simple. We are social media commentators, guys. That's what we do. So anything that is trending is open for discussion the way we're doing now. I think it's a bit disingenuous for anybody to suggest, no, but why are you talking about it? Anybody can talk about it. Why? Because it's an open topic. It's trending. People are talking about it. And there are lessons that we can draw from this. You know, very strong lessons. And so let's not get caught up in that. Let's not get caught up in, no, you shouldn't be talking about it. Anybody can discuss it. It just so happens to be me in this case. So basically, when this footage was released, and a lot of people have it, a lot of people watched this video and saw it. Now, the question was, who released the tape? In fact, Mwaka herself, there's a voice note that's sort of been distributed and widely circulated, a voice note allegedly of her asking one of her friends who leaked it. Well, here's my thought. It doesn't matter who leaked it. That is not the question. The question is not who leaked it. The question is, Why did you allow yourself to be placed in that position where you were recording or someone was recording you? I keep telling you guys, never ever record yourself being intimate with anybody. I don't care who you are. Never do it. It is the most stupid, the most irresponsible thing that any human being can ever do, to record an intimate act such as lovemaking or sex or whatever it is. That should not be recorded, because here's the thing, guys, and I keep telling you, with young people, there's no such thing as a secret. Anytime someone calls you and says, I'm going to share something with you, but girl, don't you share it with nobody. Don't you tell anybody. That is code. C-O-D-E. Okay? That is a message that basically says, tell the whole world. Anytime a young person says, oh, I got something to show you, I got something to tell, but don't you tell anybody, this is between you and me. That is code for, as soon as I send it to you, as soon as I share it, send it to the entire planet and the Milky Way. That's the way that it is. That's how young people roll. So you can't trust young people. You can't record such a thing and think that it's going to be under wraps and it's going to be a secret. It's not going to be a secret, because anything that is pornographic, anything that is salacious, anything that is scandalous, oh, honey, they're going to share it. Okay. And the whole world's going to know about it. So rule number one, whenever you feel intimate, you want to sort of get it going on with your significant other, don't record it. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Do not record it. Now, here's the thing. When it was released, people didn't know who that was, who the guy was. You know, there was a lot of speculation, and be that as it may, people were sort of willing to forego the knowledge of who the guy was. Well, today, we sort of heard that the police have detained David Kazadi in connection with this tape. Now, let me explain what is going to happen with this issue. And somebody says, well, how do you know this? Because the new cyber laws have spelt this out very, very clearly. Okay, in this new dispensation, in this new environment of these cyber laws, the police have access to your phone, they have access to your computer. All they need is reasonable suspicion. For example, in this case, I'm imagining, I don't know, I wasn't there. If the police walked in and picked David up, they would also pick up his phone and his laptop. Okay? Because the law has changed. This is what the law says. Okay? The police come in, they suspect that you're involved in this, they arrest you. They legally have the right to confiscate your phone and your device, and they legally have access to your data in your phone or your laptop. All they need to gain access is reasonable suspicion. Meaning, if the police suspect that there's information in your phone that can shed more light on this issue, they have access to your phone under these new cyber laws. Here in Zambia, the police can compel you and say, open your phone. We want to see what your messages were with this girl. If there's anything in there that suggests that our suspicions are valid, then we're going to take it to another level. That's how these new cyber laws are working. So guys, the advice is very simple. Do not record anything that is intimate. You want to be intimate? Keep it between you and whoever it is. The whole world doesn't have to know. We don't have to know.